So I don't know if you heard, but Mr. Beast ruined YouTube again. If you don't know how YouTube works, about once every 6 months, a rumor comes out that Mr. Beast has ruined YouTube. And then he releases a video, it gets 400 million views, and everyone is just like, no, he's cool again. But this time he's ruining it with AI. The video that we got here is from Ludwig or Ludwin. And the title is Mr. Beast ruining YouTube? Long story short, no. No, he's not. If anything, he's making the platform way more popular. But he may be making it a lot more sloppy. And I think you'll see what I mean. If you don't know what this is about, it's about AI. He created an AI platform for thumbnails and stuff like that. It's weird. It's a weird thing. I hope he shows it well here. But I don't know.
Some crazy shit. If you guys haven't seen the latest drama involving Mr. Beast, has to do with AI. Now he has this company called ViewStats, which as far as I can tell is a competitor to like a Social Blade or any of those like creator helper tools.
So I actually use one of these. It's a free one and it's called vidIQ. And essentially it just has an overlay on my screen that displays certain things. So for example, if I go to this video here, right underneath me, it shows like all-time views on this channel. It says vidIQ SEO score, which means absolutely nothing, by the way. And then it shows like what the channel tags are, what the videos tags are, just like little things like that. Now, there is things on this that you can turn on, like an AI coach, and then it does things like, oh, make my videos similar and things like that, which is dumb. But like he's saying, that these things do exist.
And he's quite deeply tied into it. I've seen him tweet about it before. Has it on the homepage, ViewStats powered by MrBeast. And the latest feature that they added is actually on their homepage, AI thumbnails. And so this was the video he had to announce it. Let's just watch it together. I haven't seen this yet.
Looking viral thumbnails with zero Photoshop experience. And the best part is this new method works in every niche, whether you do gaming, cooking.
One of the weirdest part about this trailer is I saw this exact same one, and for some reason Keemstar put a drama alert watermark over it, which is so weird.
Beauty, this works for all of them. From creating custom results from any channel to literally being able to put your face on a thumbnail, it literally feels like cheating. This is the home of the AI tool.
Because it kind of is, you know, it's like borderline copyright. It kind of is cheating.
Where you can type in any channel on all of YouTube and it will use it as inspiration for the thumbnail it's generating. So for example, let's say you're Mr. Beast. You would just type in Mr. Beast here. Now it's gonna look at all my recent videos and get inspiration from them. And for the prompt—
It's funny it was phrased, it feels like cheating, because it is stealing. Because I mean, yeah, I guess in a way it is cheating.
I'm gonna type in stranded on a volcano. And there you go, we now have a thumbnail with me dangling on the side of a volcano.
I'm not gonna lie, that didn't even look like him.
This is perfect for inspiration, and if you do a couple iterations with the system, this is how you can literally generate your thumbnails.
I think that's fine. Okay, I'm gonna have a scorching hot take off the rip here. I think if you use that as your final AI thumbnail, right, this generative image, it won't perform well. This shouldn't be your final thumbnail. If it is, I don't think.
I completely agree with what he's saying. I use AI for certain thumbnails on Ink TV. Let me show you. Let me pull this up, because then you'll see exactly what I mean. So if I go to, let's just go straight to, I guess, the channel. And sure, let's do this. Let me find this right here. So this thumbnail right here is made with AI. So basically, I took two different AI images, one of which was the text and the portal in the background, one of which was the character model, and of course the other one is me, and I put them all together into one AI. What else do I have here? I don't have many of them, but every once in a while. There's got to be another one in here somewhere. Okay, or not. Maybe I use it a little less than I thought I did. This one. I made 2 different images. I made one to make it look like there's robots on Verdansk, and then I used a different one for the background, and then I took text, put it on it, and took me and put it on it. So what he's saying is exactly what I'm saying there. You use AI to create a portion of it, and then you have to edit it to actually make it a good thumbnail. Because I do agree with them. This by itself wouldn't do well.
I think it'll do well most of the time. I think people don't like seeing AI in thumbnails. If they even think things are AI, they're very antagonistic towards the product. It procs aggro instantly if you think something AI, to the point where I hired an artist from Hungary to make me art, and people thought it was AI, and they all were really fucking mean to her, even though she just spent hours drawing. But what is a fact is, if you're taking him at face value,
I have that as well. I've got basically one guy that does really amazing Call of Duty thumbnails for me. And every once in a while, his get called AI as well.
You made this as inspiration, and then you sent this to a thumbnail designer, and then they made a thumbnail that was like this with actual Photoshop tools in pictures, that'd be good. So for example, like right now, the issue is I'm not good at drawing. So what I'm drawing is like, okay, there's me, this is a volcano, and I have to do this, send the screenshot, and explain what everything is. But if I can just say, hey, I want me, and there's a volcano on the right exploding, and I'm looking really scared, and type it into something, and then send this picture, that's actually good. If you are coming from a perspective of environmental, or like a Luddite perspective, where the inclusion of this is a slippery slope that will eventually delete the artist's inclusion at all, that's another conversation. I'm saying purely from a creator perspective, where you want to be the best YouTuber you can be, this is a good thing. It helps make your job easier. Yeah. It's like an easier paint tool.
You know, this is perfect for inspiration, and if you do a couple iterations with the system, this is how you can literally generate your thumbnails going forward. Now let's say you don't want to take inspiration from a YouTube channel.
Well, I'm going to back up a bit, because what is bad is he likes saying inspiration, but let's go here.
Creating custom results from any channel to literally being able to put your face on a thumbnail.
This is the bad thing.
It literally feels like cheating. This is the home of the AI.
This is the thing, the first 20 seconds, this is the thing where he says it feels like cheating, and he uses the term inspiration, but this wouldn't be for inspiration. It is factually true. Like, it's inarguably true that stolen thumbnails perform sometimes as well, if not better, than the original thumbnail.
There's a lot of people who do that exactly. Like, literally take a thumbnail 1-to-1. I wonder if he shows any, but literally take a thumbnail 1-to-1 and just change the person who's in it.
They're inspired by. In fact, one of the most viewed mogul mails I ever made was about Drew Does' video about staying in capsule hotels, how Brent Rivera stole the thumbnail concept. If I'm going to actually for a second give some credit to Brent Rivera, he went to Japan, he went to the capsule hotel, and he actually took the picture.
Yeah, so he didn't get photoshopped into it. But it's the exact same thumbnail other than legs.
I still think what he did was bad, but at least he did that. Imagine if all he did was use an AI tool, drag and dropped his face.
Also, another thing that's wild about stealing that thumbnail, same clothes
onto somebody else's thumbnail and then uploaded that video, right? We already think what Brent Rivera did was scummy. I think that's like 10 times scummier. And I think Point Crow on Twitter actually brought up a good point where he in the past has literally complained about the channel A4, the Russian channel, for stealing thumbnails and photoshopping his face on MrBeast.
Holy crap. So it's literally the exact same thumbnails, and almost every single one of them has 11 million views. Holy crap.
And then uploading videos with that. He's literally complained about this exact phenomenon while at the same time championing its existence in a tool that he is selling. It's A to B hypocritical. Now, for a moment, okay, if we were to remove MrBeast's inclusion, this would be a cheat code. It is a cheat code. I think it's a bad thing. I don't like the idea. I'm not encouraging it to happen, but it would basically skip all the steps that YouTubers have had to take in the past, which is trial and error with thumbnails, your thumbnails sucking for several years, slowly developing your craft and your identity in the thumbnail space, hiring people to do it at a level higher than yourself, learning to do it yourself. Like, it skips all that and you just start fucking ripping shit. If it's
And like, we're gonna be honest here, everyone's gonna do this. Like, eventually these will be good enough where everyone is going to use it. It cost me somewhere between $40 and $100 for a thumbnail where you say you take like a character like Russell Adler, have them positioned, put on a background. That'll be between $40 and $100 for a thumbnail. This would be essentially free.
copyright free, then you have fair use. If it's on YouTube, you can't copy other channels without getting claimed. I don't know if YouTube has a feature to auto report channels whose thumbnails are identical.
I don't think
to
they do,
yours.
because I've
But
had my
in the
thumbnails exactly
wake
stolen before.
of AI thumbnails should be. It's YouTube's job to give you the tools to protect your work. And they do it with your videos, right? If you get content ID matched. So they need to be able to do it for thumbnails as well.
To show you how all out we went on this AI thumbnail tool, you can also copy a URL from any YouTube video. We'll just paste this one I have here. And in the prompt box, just tell it what to change in the thumbnail. To demonstrate, I have this F1 thumbnail with an F1 car. And so in the prompt, I'm just gonna simply type in, change F1 car to minivan. That is all I'm typing in. I'm gonna hit generate. Let's see what it produces.
Now, I'm not gonna lie, this is a cool tool. This is like, I think, really good if I was making an asset for a video. Like, for example, if I could take, let me just pull up a random image. If I could take, let's just throw this up. This image, one of these images here, say this one. And I could take this image and say, replace the face with ghosts. And then boom, it switched it to that automatically. And then I said, replace the face with soap. And it would do it automatically. That would be insane and extremely helpful. And it would be replacing artists and replacing jobs, which sucks. But also, it improves my life, makes things easier for me. So art is going to be, this is going to be a thing in the next coming years where I think one of two things are going to happen. I think it's going to be probably, there will be certain artists that thrive off of this. For example, I hired an artist to make the Weekly Reloads intro, logo, transitions, things like that. He used AI to generate concept, and then he took those concepts, put them into Photoshop, put them into whatever, and then edited based off of those things. It made his job easier. There are going to be artists that thrive using AI. I just think there's going to be less of them. So the artist pool will drop, and I think the people who are doing it well will end up making more. I think. Not sure, but I think that.
And boom, it's done. Bro, I'm not even joking. Look, it swapped out the F1 race car for a minivan.
This is tough because the outcome of this, I mean, I guess you can kind of tell the minivan's AI. The issue here, okay, the issue with this is even if YouTube now has a tool to content ID thumbnails, the only thing you would have to do is if you swapped your face on somebody's thumbnail, then you use this AI tool to slightly change other things about thumbnails. It's basically like copying somebody's essay in high school.
So, if you guys remember on stream a couple weeks ago, might have been even a couple days ago, leaks came out for Battlefield, specifically Battlefield Battle Royale, and they were concept images. And I took those images, put them into AI, said recreate these images, and it just changed like one or two things here or there. All of a sudden, I could show you those images. Like,
school and then using a thesaurus to change words so you don't get caught. AI looks so bad. I think it's bad grounds to stand on. I think a lot of you guys like to stand on the grounds that AI looks bad. And I think for now, you're right, but you will be proven wrong. If the only ground you stand on is that it looks bad or it's ugly, you will lose that fight. You just will. This is what it looks like now, right? And you can sit there and be like, that's the ugliest fucking thing I've ever seen. A human artist is going to look amazing. But then some of you
hate Ramon? Well, welcome to stream, brother. But do you actually hate the Ramones?
Motherfuckers go to my subreddit and rag on an artist who drew shit with her fucking hand because you thought it was AI. That's just the reality. That happened. That's a real thing that happened. Several of you were mean as fuck to a legitimate artist who I hired who did work for 10 hours because you thought it was AI. And it's only going to get worse because AI is only getting better. And it's getting better very quickly.
Do you remember what we said about Call of Duty hackers? If they exist and someone's better than you, you're going to assume that that person is a hacker. It's the same with AI, and it's going to continue to be. The better AI gets, the harder it's going to be to differentiate, and then people who actually make things are going to get called someone using AI. He's completely right.
So I don't think it's worth even like entertaining an argument that the AI looks bad, because you are right in a lot of cases. That won't last long. I understand the job concerns. As a fact, time and time again, every time technology has threatened people's livelihoods, they have lost the fight against the technology improving. It's literally the same fight the Luddites had when like hand sewn textile mills were being replaced by the Industrial Revolution. They lost that fight. We have shirts made in factories now. So to be honest, like what I think is the most realistic path forward for the spheres where AI impacts me is tools to combat it and protect my work. Because here's another hot take. If you start as a YouTuber today, you are going to be way worse at improving as a YouTuber without using AI. It would be quicker. It would expedite your improvement as a YouTuber if you were to use AI. AI doesn't make you a better YouTuber. Not like directly, no. And to be honest, I think most people, because I think this product is like $70 a month or some shit. Is that right, chat? I think most people who spend $80 a month for a tool to improve as a YouTuber, like view stats, are actually pretty dog shit and way too into the like the nerd and the weeds of what it is to be a YouTuber, and don't actually have like that other aspect, that it factor that I think makes you a great YouTuber. So I think that's 100% true. But there's like a balance, and AI as a tool is like, it just factually is effective and is only going to get more effective. I'm thinking like an Air Rack. And there's no shade to Air Rack. Air Rack is somebody who I think has studied the game tremendously, has learned what it takes to be an amazing YouTuber, and honed that craft to the point where he is now like a fucking 15, 20 million subscriber YouTuber or whatever. So now imagine an Air Rack empowered with AI of today and then an Air Rack empowered with AI of 5 years from now. It's like I think they would just get to that point a lot quicker.
Tool that you can click, upload a face you do like, and it will instantly swap it onto the thumbnail. To show you how simple this is, I'm gonna take a photo of my face, okay? I'm now gonna hit face swap.
Okay, watch this.
And take the thumbnail from this to this.
See how like he showed it incredibly quickly?
I'm gonna take a photo of my face, okay? I'm now gonna hit face swap and take the thumbnail from this to this.
That doesn't even look like him. Like it doesn't look like him. Like it doesn't look like him.
This automatically. I could go on and on, but this is the future of YouTube thumbnails. No more complicated Photoshop and having to get a PhD in how to edit things and figure out what 1,000 buttons do. Now you can literally just type into a prompt what you want, and it'll give it to you.
It's funny to say all that because like you're also just using AI in Photoshop now. Yeah, I mean the backlash to this was pretty extreme. I think because of the hypocrisy mainly of MrBeast having literally called out people for putting their face on his thumbnails. Also, it costing $80 a month. Had a chat with MrBeast about his AI thumbnail creation tool. While I'm uncertain what will happen moving forward, I've voiced my thoughts directly to him. Great idea. Want to make content creation more accessible, but this isn't remotely the solution to.
So that's what MrBeast's argument was, is that he was trying to make being a YouTuber more accessible, but then charging $80 a month for it. Is that really accessible? Like that's like $1,000 a year.
That and actually fundamentally hurts creators as a whole. Just mentioning because I think it's important to note that he reached out even though we started largely disagree, leaving everything up to discourage this still, and I'll count this hopefully as a book and to the saga cheers. I appreciate the feedback. Love the YouTube community more than anyone can remotely comprehend. Already working on changes like face swap should only be used to swap your face on your thumbnail, not others. Okay, that's good. And overall, I'll build this way more to be inspiration for artists as a tool rather than replacing them. Very good feedback. My goal with ViewStats is to build tools to level the playing field between people like me with 300 employees and new creators who can't afford a small army. $80 a month to use this, by the way. I don't use ViewStats. People who I know that do use ViewStats like it. Yeah, I mean, that's the biggest thing I would want. Like, I have a tool right now where I can go to copyright and I can see if anyone has a video that matches my videos. I could take down Lily Pichu's reaction of me in my first tip to tip video.
I didn't even know that this was a thing. I really didn't know that this was a thing.
Because it is 80% my video. And like, this is all good. And I don't think I've ever used this to take something down because I don't think I'm ever getting the short end of the stick, candidly. Like, I don't.
When this video goes up on YouTube, I'll be on there. I will be on there.
Mind if people react to my videos. I don't mind if people re-edit my videos as long as they're following the rules. But I think what needs to exist, which I don't see, is this exact feature, but with my thumbnails.
Yeah, I agree. And I almost think more so for the thumbnail than the video. I don't know why I feel that way, but
I think if my thumbnail was being tracked as like 95 to 100% matching someone else's thumbnail, I would just take that shit down. But anyway, chat, I do believe in the indomitable power of the human spirit. And although we might think that this is the global issue that will end the world as we know it, or some of you might think that, every time we have been proven wrong. If we are looking at the greatest time to be the greatest time to be alive, like in the history of humanity, like it's now, you know, like 50 years ago, pretty tough if you're gay. 70 years.
so that is also another interesting thing as well, right? How big of a difference is it to go on Google, look up an image, use said image, put it into Photoshop, edit it, and use it as a thumbnail? Because I guarantee you, almost everyone does that. Or you could ask AI to make you an image, use that as a part of your thumbnail. Because like he said, I don't think just a plain AI thumbnail is going to do very well almost ever. Or you could pay someone to draw an entire thumbnail for you. And I guarantee you a lot of the times the backgrounds, the images, or the assets that they use will be from Google as well. Right? So that's another interesting point.
Years ago, pretty tough if you're not white. We are making general improvements. I believe we'll continue as humanity to make general improvements. And I don't think AI is the war that we lose where everything goes to shit. And I could be proven wrong, but I don't think I will be, based off of humanity's track record.
I agree with him. And I think more than anything, what ends up happening with this is similar to, like he said, like t-shirts, right? People used to create t-shirts by hand or shoes by hand or whatever. And now they're fabricated. The Industrial Revolution happened and jobs changed. More people worked on computers. Less people worked with their hands. And there's going to constantly be evolutions of that. Eventually, AI will be used to carry bricks up to the third story of buildings, which is a complete manual labor job in its way now. Drivers of trucks will be replaced by robots. But then guess what? Someone's got to service those robots and someone's got to create the robot parts. And yeah, eventually some robots will make robots. But there's always going to be other jobs. I think that's inevitable. I think there is a point where we got to be careful with how much we replace, though. And where that line is, I don't know. Everyone wants their job to be easier. Like, don't get me wrong. Everyone wants their job to be easier. If I tell you that like this AI creates better thumbnails for me, you're like, oh, don't do that. But if you took a bricklayer and you had a robot that carried bricks for him, is that okay? What if it's not a robot? What if it's just a trailer that you have to load the bricks onto and the trailer move by itself? Now, what if you get a robot that loads those bricks onto the trailer and then drives the trailer? Like, where's that line that you think it's okay and not okay? And do you see what I'm saying? It's hard to draw that line. It's really hard. Did MrBeast ruin YouTube, though? No. And honestly, he'll probably make changes, and then another company will come and do the exact thing that he just did and miss out on a bunch of money because of it, because he's afraid to just put his foot down and say, no, this is my company. This is what we're doing. Because, like, honestly, if he doesn't do it, someone else is going to. Probably today. It's probably already happened, actually.